Hi everybody. Today we're going to talk about sandwiches. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, and I'm hoping that before you watch this video, you've gone over to Google Classroom and you've looked at all the wonderful information that I've put out there on sandwiches, so you can kind of get an idea and connect some of the things that I'm going to talk about with what it is that's over there. But first of all, before the end of this, I want you to make sure that you start getting some ideas, because I am issuing a sandwich challenge. I want to see what you're doing at home. I want you to make me the most creative, most delicious, most wonderful, most unique sandwich that you can come up with. Whatever it is you have in the house is fine, but I want to see what you come up with. Stay tuned also, because at the end of this presentation, we are going to answer the age-old question: is a hot dog a sandwich? Stay tuned to the end and we'll get the answer. Here we go. Now, number one, the first thing you need to know is that the definition of a sandwich is pretty much literally anything that you can put between two pieces of bread. And if you're talking about modern cuisine, it's pretty much anything put in between any other two things. Think of an Oreo cookie. I mean, technically that's a sandwich too. So really the sky's the limit when it comes to what a sandwich is. Sandwiches can come in a sweet, savory variety, obviously. Most of us have had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Most of us have had a sandwich in general at some point in time in our lives. And the first thing that we usually look for when we're looking at sandwiches is bread. You can see we have a ton of bread here that we use today. We've done some sliders on King's Hawaiian slider rolls. I've actually done a corned beef Reuben on rye bread. I have done a triple-decker turkey club on Farmhouse Hearty White. We didn't do anything with this, but these are also really good. These are sub buns. Submarine sandwich is kind of a longer sandwich. Usually has a little bit of dressing on it. We've got some baguettes that are sliced up that we made into crostinis, because not every sandwich, people, has to have two sides. Some are crostini, some are appetizers. And we did that today. So I kind of want to start you off with a little bit of that. If you're coming across here, number one, you're going to see our first attempt at a slider. And you can see that we separated our King's Hawaiian bun, and we actually put the condiments on the bottom. We're going to deconstruct this. Put the condiments in the bottom. This is for my husband. He likes mustard, so we put mustard in the bottom. We went with our vegetation or our vegetables. I used a green leaf lettuce. We did a little bit of cheddar cheese for him, a pickle, and then we folded up. I love, and I think it just looks better when you fold up the different lunch meats onto a sandwich. So this can be used on a party platter or anything. I think we dug into these a little bit before this video started, which is fine. Getting into different other types of sandwiches. So you can see here what I have. I use these lovely heirloom tomatoes, and I made open-faced crostini appetizers. I used my toothpicks, and I did my tomatoes with different size mozzarella balls. And then I did a really slight drizzle. I was gonna do a little bit more, but I don't wanna waterlog it or vinegar log it. I did a little balsamic vinegar drizzle on it, which actually turned out really well. This was my pleasant surprise of the day. I did have a lot of this when I was in culinary school, and a teacher actually just came to me and said that they used this in a sandwich, and I thought it was really good, and it made me think about doing an open-faced brie and pear sandwich. And I did that using crostini, and I took just a piece of pear and I did a slice down the side, and then I made a little triangle out of it. Let's see if I can't grab my knife from back here and just kind of show you what I did. So first of all, I can do it right in the plate, even though my cutting board's back here. I just took a slice, and then I went in and just did a triangle, and it wound up working out really well in this crostini with just a little wedge of brie cheese. And then what I did to finish it off was really awesome. I took some honey and just did like a little honey drizzle on top. Perfect for a little snack, perfect for a party. Also a sandwich, believe it or not. Oh my gosh, sweet sandwiches. Who doesn't love sweet sandwiches? So this one, I toasted up some cinnamon raisin bread and then did some Skippy peanut butter on. You can see one of the bananas stuck to it. I did a little bit of honey in there and closed it up. Talk about awesome. I would probably either cut this into what my great grandmother used to call soldiers, where you do like the strips, or I would cut it in half and have it. That's like a power breakfast right there. That's a power breakfast sandwich for somebody that's active in the morning, wants to get some good protein in. So really, really good. So that is the start of some of our cold type of sandwiches. We're not yet finding out whether a hot dog is a sandwich. We're gonna get to that in a little bit. I'm gonna come around this way. I'm gonna show you what I did with some hot sandwiches here. So a lot of us, and I know a lot of us means my family, we love paninis. Panini is a grilled sandwich. Not everybody has a panini grill in their house, and that's okay. You can make a panini happen in any way, shape, or form. This one right here that I made, you can see, this is corned beef. It's a corned beef Reuben. And how I made that is I took my rye bread and I used Thousand Island dressing. You can find anywhere, this is Wishbone. And I put that in the inside. I then went ahead and, like any good Pennsylvania Dutch girl, just like I am, I went and I got some really good sauerkraut. Sauerkraut and corned beef Reubens are one and the same. You have to have it in order to make it a really authentic corned beef Reuben. Also with a Reuben, I put in there some really good Swiss cheese. Gotta be Swiss cheese, that's what it is. And I put that on the inside. I really buttered the outside of both sides, and I brought it over here to my stove, which you can see, and I put it on. This is a cast iron grill pan, and I put it on here, and I just weighted it down, and I weighted it down with more cast iron. Now, if you don't have cast iron, that is okay, but you need a really thick bottom on whatever pan it is that you're putting the sandwich on. I then flipped it over and it became this wonderful sandwich, but you need a very thick bottom. And if you don't have something to weight it down, please don't worry. I've actually, before I got those two pans, I've taken a brick and I've actually wrapped the brick in aluminum foil, and I've used that to weight down my sandwiches. I've even used it to weight down chicken on the grill. Whatever you have in the house to add weight to it, to smash it together to make a really good hot panini, do it. Sky's the limit with paninis. I've done this vegetarian where it's just been tomatoes and mozzarella cheese. It's sky's the limit for you. So the other thing that I did that was really, really, really yummy is I went ahead and made open-faced turkey sandwiches. So I used the potato bread, and what I did with the potato bread is I just laid it down on my stoneware here. You could do this on a sheet pan or a cookie sheet, whatever it is that you have. And I laid down slices of turkey. I then went ahead and did scoops of stuffing. And in these times, this is not Thanksgiving, I use stovetop, totally fine. And I put scoops of that on there, and I actually prepared the turkey. This is just turkey lunch meat, but I made a gravy around it. I actually got some gravy mix, and I mixed it, and then I actually cooked the turkey through in that. And I wound up taking the gravy. You can see what I'm gonna do here. I actually wound up taking the gravy, and I wound up drizzling over just to get a little bit on top. Now, before I put the gravy on, you can see this in different colors. I melted cheese on it. You don't have to melt cheese on it, but I did, and I think it's gonna be great. This is what you can do also with Thanksgiving leftovers. I love it, like with cranberry sauce, you can throw that in. It's almost like Thanksgiving in a sandwich, but this is a really good example of another open-faced sandwich that's hot that you can use. Now, if you've looked at the notes, you saw on there the triple-decker sandwich, and you can see down here what I did. The triple-decker sandwich, can see this deliciousness. And what I did in the middle, and see I've got it anchored with a toothpick. What I did in the middle is I actually toasted all this bread. So total of, what did I do? 1, 2, 3, oh gosh, I did 1, 2, 3, 3 pieces of bread. Yeah. And I toasted one of them a little bit further along than the other 2. And I did this for a reason. I like a lot of mayo in my sandwich, and this has got some mayo in it. So I put the one that's most toasted in the middle so that the mayo will actually stick and won't be soggy in the middle. So that's what I did. In this, if I deconstruct 1/2, and I almost hate to do it because it looks so pretty. By the way, you've got to have chips with a sandwich, people. You got to. It's a thing. It's a thing. Let me put this sandwich on here with this. Look at that sandwich plate. That looks amazing. So I'm going to deconstruct this and show you kind of what I did. So I went, and there's the middle part in here. If you're a fan of Friends, you could call it the moist maker. I don't know. Isn't that what Ross called it on there? But I put tomatoes. I actually did bacon on there. And this, people, is the type of bacon. I'm going to put this back on because I don't want to. This type of bacon that I use. I love to have this on hand if I'm going to be doing sandwiches, because who has time to cook bacon, make the bacon not like super hot so it doesn't melt everything. This is fully cooked. So you don't have to do anything to this at all. You can just put it right on the sandwich and you're good to go. So that's what's in here. So this is turkey, bacon, cheddar, club, triple-decker sandwich. Cool. Awesome. All right, I'm gonna put this back on this plate because somebody in my house is gonna be chowing down on this real soon. Okay, so for the age-old question, before I turn you loose so you can have your sandwich challenge going, is a hot dog a sandwich? It is. A hot dog is a sandwich because Merriam-Webster says it is. If it is sitting between a bun like this, this is a sandwich. If I take this hot dog out and I just eat the hot dog, it is not a sandwich. But if it is like this, like you're looking at, this is a sandwich. Blew your mind, didn't I? The more you know. Well, anyway, hopefully this was really, really good for you to kind of get your juices flowing. I want to see how creative you are. I know you're going to knock this thing out of the park. Please, on Google Classroom, submit the pictures of your sandwich. Submit me a recipe, make a funny video, make your own cooking video, whatever you would like to do to show me your awesome sandwich. Go ahead and do it. Love you all, miss you all.